Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business, sidestep all the crazy things that I seem to step on. It is November 22nd. It is a Tuesday. I've got my coffee. We are going to chat about Fiverr and what in the world they're doing. So a couple of things, that has been going on at Fiverr that has just kind of been crazy, and I want to talk about that. The main thing I want to chat about is the huge change they have made with their brief matching system from their buyer request system. For the longest time, Fiverr has been, you put up gigs, and Fiverr brings people to you to get business, and then they also had a buyer request system where people would go on and post jobs, and you could go on as a freelancer and send them an offer, right? So you had an opportunity on a daily basis to send up to 10 offers, and there was a lot of people who got their starts on that section. Now, the jobs weren't always great, and a lot of times they were crazy jobs, but it was an opportunity for you to get in front of people to actually be able to control a little bit more of getting work. Well, Fiverr has changed all of that. So basically what they've done is they've done away with the buyer request system, and they've started these briefs. So basically a client will go on to Fiverr and they'll fill out this brief. All right, but basically, again, it's a request for an offer offers. It's still the same thing from a buyer. And Fiverr then, once that buyer fills out that brief, okay, looking for a voice actor, for example, and in that section, Fiverr will send that out to voice actors that it's matched with the criteria you have that you filled out on your account. Now, this is not a new system that other places don't use. For example, there are other places, like other websites that use these matching things, similar like Upwork or People Per Hour or things like that, where they match, say, hey, you have a job. Like, for example, voices.com and these different places, they match you up. However, so far, and as you guys know, Fiverr, love Fiverr. Fiverr is my jam. The brief matching system is not going so well, at least for voiceover, at least in my experience. And let me tell you why. Because Fiverr, so in order to make this brief matching work, right? You got to make sure that you're sending relevant matches, like the matches are actually matching. So if they're not, you get a real issue. And this is a massive issue for People Per Hour. And this is why I think People Per Hour struggles so much. Now, a lot of times People Per Hour struggles too because they don't have enough business. And I do think their matching system is affected too because they don't have a lot of business in certain areas. So they kind of try to match it where they can. But on Fiverr's sake, there's a lot of work, but they're not matching well, meaning like, I'm getting matches for all kinds of things that I should not be getting, whether it's creating music. Now you could see from a vertical standpoint, we're in the music and audio section, voiceover is, but I shouldn't be getting, work or matches for me to create music, actually creating music. So there's one thing, photographs, like photography. I don't know why I would get that. Different languages. So the matching system right now is not going so well. And it is sort of sad to me because I think buyer requests did work well for a lot of voiceover actors. I do think that it might, for all we know, it wasn't, and Fiverr never published why they got rid of it. When I talked to people on some back ends, I think there was issues with clientele and freelancers and the work that was going through there, and I don't know, but it had to do. I think it had to do with a lot of things, but maybe it was quality control. I'm not sure why they got rid of it, but my hope is with this new briefing match or brief match, I can't even say it, system, this brief system, that it gets a lot better. Now, if it's learning, because you can reject the briefs, so when briefs come to you, you'll see you get a match, and you look at it and it walks through it. I think the problem with a lot of it too is it's so ambiguous. You know what I mean? Like the descriptions, they can be very ambiguous. I think Fiverr needs to add a little bit extra to the questions that the client has to fill out. Like for example, is this meant for this type of creator? Like, is this meant for a voice actor? Is this meant for a musician? Is this meant for an artist? Is this meant for, you know what I mean? Like, is this meant for a painter? Is this meant for, who is it they're actually targeting? That would be very helpful, because right now they don't ask that question. And I think that causes an issue, because some of the things that they put out there can just really get mixed up. So anyways, unfortunately, the briefing system is not going very well. And it has, I think, hurt a lot of newer people getting work on Fiverr and missing out on those buyer request opportunities. However, what this means for you now, though, is more than ever, you need to fill out your entire profile. As you know, I've been an advocate forever on filling out your profile, making sure each part is completed to the T. Even all your FAQs and all of your extras and your descriptions and on your profile page. That's a big thing. So I really do think that getting everything filled out will help in the briefs. I'm not saying it's going to make massive difference right now, but I do think that as Fiverr grows with this and learns more of how it's working, hopefully the algorithm will get better. Because one thing I've learned about Fiverr is, when they do start something, they work it through to make it work. So they're not going to just quit on this without either going back to buy some sort of form of buy request or making this better. I do like the idea of this, of being matched with things and be able to go direct. Like, I do like that. They just got to get the matching system right. If they can get the matching system better, okay, then it will work. I think one of the big issues is that a lot of times people in the buy request sections, especially voiceover, would post looking for different languages and different male or female or whatever. And a lot of us caught on early that because someone posted that didn't mean that they wouldn't be interested in our services, right, as well. I'm talking only voiceover, not like photography and different things like that. I'm talking voiceover. So I think there was a lot of work that you ended up getting in the buyer requests that for voiceover. So that's why I think that it would be very beneficial if Fiverr would make that distinction for people, make the client fill that out. Are you looking for a voice actor? Like if they would fill that out, then person would be like yes or no. That would help right away, making sure they're not sending it to voice actor. Now, if it was other people, so it could be too, like if you're in different sections within that, if you also write music, that makes sense. But if you don't write music and that's not on your profile, you shouldn't be getting that. You see what I mean? So I think that's where Fiverr has some work to do, hopefully. But for our sakes, we can help out by making sure all of our stuff is filled out to the letter, so that when, that algorithm goes, and if it does start to crawl more than just maybe the category stuff, we're going to have that filled out. Plus, it always looks better for clients. All right, so I just wanted to tell you about that. It is what it is. If you have any good experiences with it, go ahead and put a post down below, make a comment, about what's your experiences with the briefing system so far and your matching. I've been matched a whole bunch and really got nothing so far, because most of them are just, I reject most of them because either they're just out there or whatever. So now I will admit some of them, the pricing is too low for me. So that's not a mistake on Fiverr's part. That's just, sorry, I got allergies and everything now, of course. But that's not Fiverr's fault. That's just me not wanting to do a job for a certain price point. But most of them, I'm rejecting the briefs because they're not for me. So I'm interested. Leave your comments below. Let me see. By the way, I hope you have a. If I don't talk to you tomorrow, you have a great Thanksgiving. Check out our link below, of course, for the 50% off a VO's Journey and Elite Academy. And make sure you check on Friday for any deals for Black Friday on a VO's Journey for courses and so forth for some cool stuff there, okay? So all you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. I'll talk to you soon. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.